Many thanks for staying tuned. Now, our conversation today takes a critical look at the concluded tours of Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Now, the engagements cut across several local government areas, featuring project handovers, voter registration sensitization, in fact, and reconciliations, and also calls for stronger political unity ahead of 2027. It has sparked mixed conversations. For some, a bold display of effective representation. For others, a blend of politics and development that needs closer scrutiny. But to help us unpack these layers, we're joined by former Vice Chairman, Oruk Local Government Area, Honorable Abasiama Etukakpan. You're welcome on the program, Honorable. Thank you for joining us. It's
nice to have you.
Welcome to Niger Delta Today.
It's a pleasure to be in this very fine studio. I'd like to thank you guys for very good work done. And I pray for God to give you the grace to continue informing and educating our people across Niger Delta and across Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we're looking at the tours across Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District. And we know the Senate President, as is usually called, the uncommon Senate President, and with activities. But there are also some pockets of questions about these tours. Is this political, or it is just about the interest of the people?
No, I would beg to differ. It's not political. The Senate President has been one man that has always lived his life for the people. He's been one man that has been very intentional about developing his people and, of course, touching lives. I'd like to put that perspective for you to debunk whatever people are thinking. It's not about 2027. It's not about that. I don't think the Senate President himself is seeking for an election, but we, the people of Akwa Ibom Northwest, who are seeking for him to return, we are earnestly begging him to return. So that this is not political. This is just about the people at heart, which is always had. This is about the love he has for Akwa Ibom people. This is about the interest and the intentional well-being he has always got for the people, for his people, right from when he was governor and now that he's a senator. The tour started, I think, some 2-3 weeks ago, when the Senate President, represented by his dear wife, went around the local government areas in Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District to, first of all, sensitize them on the need for the people of the area to get really involved in the voter exercise. Of course, for us to be able to double or triple our votes in 2027, we have every reason to do that. She went around all the local government areas, and the excitement from the people was very glaring. The people were very happy, and of course, the people have always been of appreciation to the Senate President. And thereafter, the wife of the Senate President, who herself represented the Senate President, went on a tour of most of the constituency projects of the Senate President across the local government, across the senatorial district and its local government areas. And finally, the Senate President himself, when he came to Akwa Ibom after his foreign trip, came back to Akwa Ibom and, of course, went around to commission those projects himself. And if you can go through the clips that we have, you can see the commissioning of ICT centers. The Senate President, who is very intentional about the future, has seen that in the future, Akwa Ibom is the world is developing to an ICT age where even WAEC exams will be digital. He's gone around to inaugurate ICT centers across the senatorial district. He's gone around to inaugurate 12 to 13, 15 classroom blocks, story building, first of its kind in Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District. We've had the inauguration of good roads, a good kilometer of roads in the Kodekmane Senatorial District. And we cannot thank him so much. We thank him exceedingly well for giving us effective and something even more than effective.
It was yet another
Nigerian Senate. So it's not about any political interest. It's about his interest for the people. It's about the love he has for the people of Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District and Akwa Ibom State in general.
All right. This, I'd like to just add, this project, are they just projects for the Senate President to brag about, or these were really the projects the people were seeking and looking out for?
If you look at the person of the Senate President, if you look at his history, even when he was a governor, he's always been first. There's a theory I was taught in school, which is persuading the persuader. The Senate President has been someone that before he undertakes any project, he first looks at the needs of those people. And before any of these projects were done, he has already gone down to ask the people what they want. From time to time, he's been having periodic town hall meetings, engagements to hear from the people on what they want. And I can tell you that from Oruk He knows the problem of Orowonan people from Etumekpo. He knows the problem of Etumekpo people. Abak, he knows the problem of Abak people. He knows everywhere. So it's not about the Senate president to brag about. It's about what the people want. Like I said about the ICT centers that he has built for the people of the Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District. These are the needs of the people. If you look at even JAM centers, JAM exams now, and the centers were very few before now. But the Senate president has seen the future to ensure that when anytime JAM comes, we'll have as many centers as possible in Akwa Ibom, you know, for people to benefit from. And even if you look at even some universities, they have gone CBT, and the Senate president is very intentional, and of course he has seen the future, and is very interested on how his people can be of good benefit to whatever he's doing for them.
All right, Honorable. Well, almost all the local governments visited touched on voter registration and the essence of ensuring that persons that are of age get to register, and those ones that need to do any updates on their registration get to do that successfully. Yes. At the core of this, what do you think this signifies, especially when you juxtapose that with the tours that ensued in the entire local government areas that make up the senatorial district?
Well, Ikot Senatorial District, otherwise known as Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District, is very fortunate at a time like this. And of course, this is the first senatorial district in the country that is being loved by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And to have given us a Senate President, number 3 citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, shows the uncommon love he has for us. And this is the first time in over 42 years an Akwa Ibom person and someone from South as occupying the office of the Senate President of this great nation. And we owe him gratitude as a people to mobilize and see how we can tell him thank you again. Because the only way we can tell him thank you is for us to give him what he wants. At this point in time, the president has done so well for this country, and what we can only do as a senatorial district is to see how to return him back to Oruk in 2027. So, as a people, it is very important, as I said, for us to give the president a block vote in 2027, and the only way we can do that is to tell him thank you, Your Excellency, for giving Akwa Ibom the number 3 position in this dear country, and for making Ikot Senatorial District the number 1 senatorial district as far as Nigeria is concerned. So we are very grateful to him, and this voter sensitization is very necessary. It's very important at a time like this. We are ready, and we are even ready before time to tell the president thank you. And the only way we can tell him thank you, we can't give him money, we can't give him gold, we can't give him anything. The only thing we can give him is to tell him go and continue in your good works for loving Ikot Senatorial District this much, and we thank him always and always for giving us the number 3 position in this country. We've
always had a discussion about voter registration, and every year prior to election year, we always have that discussion, and somewhat way, some persons would push for it, like you're talking about, encouraging the people to go for registration. But then, beyond the talk, are the people also engaging in the voter registration from the Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District?
Yes, of course. The people of Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District, they love their leader, they love their senator, they love his wife very well. So the moment they came to give us this message, we have swung into action. And if we can go around the Ikot Senatorial District, we mobilize our people in wards, in units, in the various local government areas. And I can tell you that the turnout is very, very impressive. And I can also tell you that by the time INEC will release the additional votes that has been added to the INEC portal, you can tell you that the Ikot Senatorial District will be the first. So it's one thing to have come to give the message, another thing for the people to accept the message and swing into action. So I can tell you that the people are very, very the message was gotten loud and clear, and they've gone into action, and the turnout is going to be very impressive, and you'll see that in 2027 results.
All right, Honorable Etukakpan. Let's talk about the reconciliation drama that ensued in Ikot. You know, we saw apologies offered and apologies accepted, and this drew a lot of attention. Well, in your view, what was this moment about? Was it more about reconciliation, about healing wounds, or about ensuring that secure the terrain for 2027? What was these apologies about?
Well, I think you're referring to the stakeholders engagement we had. That was on Sunday. I think 4 days ago, that we had at the instance of the Senate President. It was a stakeholders engagement where everybody across party lines came under one roof. At the instance of the Senate President, we danced, we ate, we celebrated, we gave glory to God for loving us this much and for giving us the Senate President of our dear nation. And of course, even as the Senate President is an APC chieftain, we had the state chairman of PDP in that meeting. And of course, it was a meeting that everybody spoke in one voice. And what was the voice about? The voice was about how we as a people can unite, you know, and because Akwa Ibom now is Akwa Ibom United, all thanks to the governor, Pastor Abasiama Etukakpan, PhD, who has brought down the politics where different political parties cannot sit together to discuss. But right now in Akwa Ibom, you can have somebody in APC, in PDP, in Labour Party or whatever, who sit down in the same room. We discuss about the interests of Akwa Ibom Northwest and the interests of Akwa Ibom. That's why in Akwa Ibom today we have Akwa Ibom United. So in that gathering on that day, it was for us to unite as a people. It was for us to sit down for together for a long time, over 20 years. I've not seen where people of both political parties were together. We had the state chairman of PDP, as I said earlier. We had several other PDP stakeholders who attended the meeting, and we sat under one roof. And there was a resolution in that meeting. The resolution was that in 2027, our people endorsed Mr. President for a continuity in office in 2027. Our people also endorsed the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, for another term in the Senate. And of course, we also endorsed the governor, Pastor Moino, in 2027 for him to continue the good works he's doing. So that was what the meeting was about. We had a good number of people, and the Senate President, out of his magnanimity, out of his will of loving his people, gathered us for the first time, like I said, and we're very happy for that gathering, and we thank him exceedingly. And as a people, we are going to ensure that what we said on that day will be implemented, and of course, we'll always give thanks to the President and the Senate President, of course, and to the governor.
Well, that particular stakeholders meeting sparked a lot of conversation across social media, and some persons were of the opinion that the People's Democratic Party being present at that meeting could somewhat signify a mole on the political party and bring about some issues come 2027. Did you share in such opinion, or there were issues that were really trashed during that?
I do not think you will have the People's Democratic Party in Akwa Ibom. Is there any party like that? Because the chairman that came, he wasn't a mole. He only came. The only thing we know is that we have only APC in this state, and there is no political party again in Akwa Ibom. So for the PDP state chairman to have come, it was just for him to say, "Oh, my people have made a direction. I'm going to follow that direction."
Well, Honorable, you may not say and be correct by saying that there is no other political party.
But because since the day the governor joined, of course, the governor said expressly that Akwa Ibom wants to follow one direction. I don't think there will be any other political party.
That does not negate the existence of other political parties.
Let me also inform you that in that same gathering of the stakeholders, we had a motion that was moved by the member representing Ikono and in the federal constituency, the Right Honorable Emmanuel Okpongudor, who moved the motion for the endorsement of the President, the Senate President, and the Governor. And the motion was seconded by the member representing Abak Etumekwe in the House of Representatives, the Honorable Surveyor Clement Jimbo, and of course, other members of the State House of Assembly also spoke in glowing terms to support that endorsement. The member representing Etumekwe and Ika State constituency, Honorable Fon Frangidong, also spoke. And of course, the Speaker of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, who himself is from the Senatorial district, ratified that endorsement, and it was for us to go in one direction as the people who have spoken. And of course, the direction is going to be one line for Asiwaju in 2027, one line for Senate President Godswill Akpabio, and one line for the Governor, Pastor Moino.
Oh, Honorable, another very significant visit was in Ikotipene, where the trend docked at the palace of the paramount ruler of Ikotipene local government area, Kuku Okonukut, and that occasion was graced by the presence of the traditional rulers. And there was also another very significant apology that was handed out regarding any misunderstandings that may have been ensued in the past, directed to the Senate President, who was represented in that occasion by Her Excellency, the wife of the Senate President. Do you think that particular meeting was significant, especially as we're talking about the issue of unity now in the senatorial district?
The Senate President is from a Senatorial local government area by birth, but he calls the Ikot local government area his second home. If you were there, away from, I'll come to that particular meeting where the paramount ruler was there, though I wasn't present there. But in one of the inauguration commissioning of projects that he went to a certain place to commission a certain market called a popular Urwadan, and when he went there, the road was not really okay. So he stood there and awarded a contract for that road to be started, and that is genuine love he has for the people of Ikot local government area. And in that place, he said that Ikot local government area is his home. He was born there, he was brought up there, and the interest of that local government has always been in his heart. Back to your question of that meeting where the paramount ruler, of course, this is politics. Sometimes even in the family you may have misunderstandings, and the Senate President may have been misunderstood by his brothers, and of course as the people, they love him sincerely, and they have come back to him. They are going to support him to return, and they're also going to support his programs and everything he does. If you can look at the turnout of what the Senate President, when after the wife represented him in that first meeting with the traditional rulers, when he went himself to commission the project, the turnout was very impressive. The people were very excited. It was like a rally, and himself, he also showed interest. He also showed happiness for the love that the Ikot people has for him. So in that meeting, it was still for the unity of Akwa Ibom, still for the love of the senatorial district, and still for the love that the Senate President has for his people.
Well, are you saying this because you're of the All Progressives Congress?
No. I'm not speaking as a member of as a party man. I'm speaking as someone that genuinely loves the Ikot senatorial district. That everything you see the Senate President does is because he has the interest of his people at heart. He loves them genuinely. All of his life, he has been working hard to ensure that he creates a lasting impact, a lasting legacy wherever he finds himself. As a senator, as a commissioner, he did that. As a governor, he did that. As a minister, he did that. As a senator, first time he did that. And as a senator again, now he's doing it. And of course, in the future, he will continue to do that for the people.
Well, let's look at the facilities. You know, the Senate President has always spoken about the quality of facilities, which brings up for the people. But beyond the quality of those facilities, we also have to talk about the people preserving those facilities.
Of course.
Now they have been commissioned for the people's use. What are the people doing to ensure that these facilities see a long-lasting time and can be sustainable for the good of the people?
Well, if you've noticed, in any of the local governments that the Senate President visits, the local government chairman has to be present there. And of course, there's no local government area that the chairman will not be present. And of course, after he commissions this project, he will hand it over to them officially. The local government chairman are the chief security officers of the local government area, and he has also advised them on how they can secure this project. And of course, it might also interest you to know that if the Senate President goes to a particular school and there's a structure there and it is not fenced round, he has to immediately award for the contract or for the fencing round of that facility, so that the facility can be secured away from the local government taking charge of it. Like the market structures the Senate President inaugurated, he hands it over officially, and at that point to the local government chairmen, who are always present there, and he tells them that they should protect and ensure that nothing happens. And as the people that we love the Senate President, I can assure you that we will not have a scratch of those projects. Just like the roads he did in Akwa Ibom when he was governor, they have been there for over 10 years, no single pothole. Those are the projects he did when he was governor of Akwa Ibom. I can tell you that the same love the people of Akwa Ibom had for him, the same love is what the people of Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District has for him. And I can assure you that none of those projects will be tampered with. It will be secured, it will be protected, just like our own personal properties in the Senatorial District.
All right, Honorable. Let's talk about Akwa Ibom, which of course often gets described as one of the most stable states when we talk about security and peace in the Niger Delta region. Now, we've seen that these tours also culminated in the Senate President making a promise regarding a college for Akwa Ibom, the police in Akwa Ibom, and also commissioning quarters for police.
Yes, of course.
And a lot of comments and reactions have also trailed this particular initiative. What do you think this does to the security apparatus and structure in the senatorial district and across the state?
There's no way we will not have security in this state. So far, we have the president of the country that loves Akwa Ibom. We also have the Senate President who is working in tandem with the governor. We would have maybe thinking of insecurity if we were still, maybe if there was a political division, maybe the governor is here, the Senate President. But today, now we are together. The security in Akwa Ibom is going to be very, very of interest to our leaders. And let me first of all also commend the Commissioner of Police, CP Baba Azare, for the good work he's done. You've been seeing what he's been doing. It's because he has also been supported. He's also been backed up by the governor of the state. We have a governor that is very intentional about the peaceful coexistence of his people in Akwa Ibom. We also have a Senate President who is very intentional about how Akwa Ibom can be united and how Akwa Ibom can live in peace. So the issue of security, of course, the Senate President in a way of also supporting the state government in terms of protecting our people. Even when he was governor, he built some security structures across the state. We had the Mopo base in Idoro. We had one in Okana and several others. Just now, as the Senate President, he's also inaugurated some of those security. They have police quarters. For instance, in my local government area of Oruk, when he came, he inaugurated a police quarters where police officers will be residing there to ensure that the people of the area's lives are being protected and their properties are being protected. So, in terms of security, I can tell you that Akwa Ibom is the most peaceful state in this country. Kudos to our governor. Kudos to our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and kudos to our Senate President, His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpan.
All right. Now, in appraising these tours, do you think that the activities of the Senate President since he assumed this office sets an example, a precedent for what effective representation should be like, especially for other onlookers who may be interested in vying for positions of this nature? How significant is this representation?
The Senate President has always been wearing a very big shoe. And I can tell you, as someone that's from the Senatorial District, that we've never had this kind of representation since the Senatorial District was created. This is the first time we are having first of its kind, effective, people-oriented, and very uncommon representation. And my only worry, my only fear now is that when he leaves that seat, who will be able to do what he has done? I'm still thinking, it gives me sleepless nights, because when he leaves, we need to go and either ask him to continue that divide himself. Wherever he's going to be, he has to come and still give us part of representation. Because even when he was governor, he has left the seat as governor of Akwa Ibom. The seat is still very, very large for anybody to, except the governor right now is trying to do his best to give the people of Akwa Ibom the kind of leadership that we had when Akwa Ibom was governor in this great state. So my only fear is that just like you said, people that are watching, people that are thinking, I'm going to be senator after Godswill Akpan, he has to, such a person has to find a way and go and look for a course, either in Harvard or in any school, for him to be able to even come close to what Senator Akpan has given to the people of Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District. Or maybe we can also plead with the Senate President for him to also establish a school of leadership, and also a school of leadership and representation, where the people of Akwa Ibom Northwest would really learn, so that when he leaves office, someone that is going to take over from him would even come 80% close to what he's doing for his people.
Okay, we are still, before we let you go, we are still looking at the people of the Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District. In preparation for the 2027 general election, the people, how have they felt so far since the coming into office of the President Bola Tinubu, and also the representation of the Senate President Godswill Akpan?
Just like I said, this is the first time we are very lucky, and this is the first time in the history of our senatorial district that we are having a leadership that is at the grassroots. We are having leadership that has touched the people. Senator Godswill Akpan, as of course we knew before we supported him to return in 2023, that he's a performer, that is an uncommon transformer, and that is a leader par excellence. And since he assumed office as senator first before Senate President, I can tell you that our people's lives have been impacted. If you can look at the 2 times he's done constituency empowerment, the 2 times he has called the people of Akwa Ibom as a whole, the people of the Senatorial District, to really talk about empowerment. If you can see what has happened, a lot of lives were touched. And even away from that, I can tell you that as I'm speaking with you right now, a lot of our people are still collecting grants to the tunes of millions of naira in the account. A lot of our Akwa Ibom people are being placed in strategic position. A lot of Akwa Ibom people in Akwa Ibom Northwest has been given positions of authority. I can also tell you that someone like Barrister Chris Okori, former chairman of Etimepo, is just recently appointed into the board of the NDDC, courtesy of the magnanimity of the Senate President through Mr. President, a lot of Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District people have had a fair share of this representation. And we are very excited, we are very delighted, we give glory to God. And just like I said, he doesn't need to contest. We are going to buy form for him. We are going to ask him to please continue because we've never had it this good before. So our people are positive beneficiaries of his representation, and we are eternally grateful to him for always having us at heart, for always giving us effective representation, and for always giving us a focused leadership in the senatorial district.
Well, I would want you to answer this in 30 seconds. The Senate President has not always had it rosy. There were times when it was really rocky for him. And would you say that he has let go of all of that and he is now really interested in giving back to the people? And when we talk about the praise singers now, are they genuinely interested in supporting the president to discharge the duties of this office?
The Senate President or the President?
The Senate President.
Okay, let me begin by telling you in
30 seconds.
30 seconds. In Akwa Ibom parlance, that's what we say, mango, adidata. You don't throw a stick at a mango that is not ripe. Senator Godswill is ripe for leadership. That's why you see most of those distractions. And he's a child ordained by God. It will come, but nothing will come close to him. He's someone that Psalm 91 is very familiar with him. He says, I will step my foot, and it will not come close to me. So Senator Godswill is someone that God loves genuinely, is a destined child. So those distractions will come, but it will not come close to him at all in Jesus' name.
Former Vice Chairman, Oruk Local Government Area, Honorable Abasiama Etukakpan, we must thank you especially for speaking to us in Niger Delta today.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so that's the size of Niger Delta today. And from me, Xavier Robert, and my co-host Jennifer Pius, it is. Have a terrific afternoon. Bye for now.
Have a great day.